Hi guys, we're back. DMAC just decided to end our stream without our consent.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that was a thing. Avs
Thanks,
lose.
D-Mac.
They were not good. DMAC said that Jared Bednar was pissed off and that people asked about Ryan O'Reilly. Yeah, the answer is if the Nashville Predators are within 4 points of a playoff spot, by the time the beginning of March rolls around, Ryan O'Reilly is not on the trade block. Like he's a piece that's going to get Nashville to the playoffs or close to it, and you won't be able to trade for him. Trading takes two partners, two people to tango. Colorado would want him without a doubt. I don't think they can get him because Nashville is going to be in the conversation. It would be nice. Like I would like Connor McDavid on the Colorado Avalanche too, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah, if you're the team that's the only team that's beaten the Avs twice this year, and you're the only team to beat them in regulation in their building, you're 1 point back of the 8th seed, and the 8th seed is the Sharks, an inexperienced team, and Nashville's got a ton of experience. So I mean that they could absolutely get one of the wild card spots. So it's probably not going to happen. I feel like I had a thought.
I had a thought too. I had a thought too. I can't remember what the hell it was. We were in the middle of a sentence, and then D-Mac just said, nope, fuck you. Avs lost. No one's happy. And therefore, you guys don't get to speak anymore, and no one gets to hear you either.
I guess that's the way the night was kind of supposed to go.
It really does feel fitting, doesn't it? It's not a great way to start off the sports weekend in Denver.
Yeah, that crossed my mind too.
I hate that.
Yeah, I was thinking we should go 3-0. Obviously, I mean, you look at the lines and just the opponent situation. Broncos clearly the toughest of the three. I'd say this is definitely number 2. I mean, it's the fucking Wizards coming to Ball Arena to play the Nuggets tomorrow night. Although who knows? Because you're still without Jokic and such. I almost felt though that like they needed to go 3-0. That it just needed, really 4-0. The Nuggets host the Hornets on Sunday. So I don't know. Is this? I sure hope not. I sure hope that tonight wasn't a omen for how the rest of the weekend's going to go.
It'll be fine. Washington comes to Denver on Monday for the Avs. They'll find a way to bounce back. I do think this will be like a light a fire underneath your ass type of thing. It was refreshing to hear DMAC talk about how pissed off Jared Bednar was. Is that like there's still accountability on this team despite being on a historic pace, right? Losses don't simply just go, hey, it's all right. It happens now and again. If the loss looks bad, like it did tonight, there is accountability. Now you can lose games when you play well and you just get to go, it's an 82 game season. Sometimes those things happen. But when the loss is because you are sloppy, you are uninspired, you're not ready to start the game on time, you get, out goalied, then yeah, it's time to have some harsh words. I'm happy that Bedsy is feeling upset about his team and feeling a little bit of anger toward them. I'm sure it's represented in the players as well.
Yeah, no, I did want to react to DMAC saying that Bednar was pissed after the game. Yeah, I mean, not their best performance, but I don't know. I mean, is that just, not wanting anyone to get complacent because there probably is no reason to be overly upset about and even their performance, because I thought they fought. I really did. I didn't think it was their best fight.
No,
they did, man. They did. I credit to Nashville. Nashville made it tough on them, but I thought they were doing everything they could to get themselves looks. Sometimes the puck just wasn't bouncing their way. And I was going to mention this too. Bounces. Was it before? It wasn't on the kill. I think it was before the bunting goal. Like it was Malinsky. Malinsky tries to shoot a puck out, and this was a bad play by Malinsky. I don't know what he was doing. He didn't put like any pace on it at all, and it just goes right up the board to a Preds player. And it's like, okay, That's a terrible clearance. It was just a terrible clearance by Malinsky. And then a few moments later, Drury kind of
It was
has
on the it was right before the power play goal. There were two failed clearances on the power play. The
on the
puck
power
ends up
play
going
goal.
to Forsberg. He scores. It was both on the
Okay.
power play.
It was both on the power play goal. Okay, yeah. And then Drury had this, man, I thought he had it on his blade and it just bounced over his stick. And then, yeah, the next thing you know, they score. Look, Drury and Malinsky have been good all year, and it was just the sequence. So, you know, I think Bednar is really just sending a message that
He's sending the
matters.
message that the reason why you were 19-0-3 at home, the reason why you were the number one penalty kill in the National Hockey League is because of attention to detail, is because you are ready to go every single night without relent. Right? That is what the message is. It is. It's not, you're not 19-0-3 at home just because you're fucking better than everyone else. You're 19-0-3 at home going into this game because you're better than everyone else and you're ready to go on time seemingly every game. You are even when you're up by 3, 4, 5 goals, you're diving to block shots. When you feel like you're out of games, when you're down by 2 goals halfway through the second period, you as a group know that if you continue doing the right things, the bounces are going to go your way. You've got elite players. They're going to score. You're going to find a way to get a point, if not two. Like, that is the message that Bednar is putting through. It's not, hey, you guys have been great. Sometimes things go bad. It's you guys have been great.
He's not going to do that. He's not.
You guys have been great for a reason, and you got away from it tonight.
Yeah, which is why he's upset tonight, because he's not going to do that. Even though that's the truth. The truth is that, you know, yeah, they didn't play their best tonight, but they're having a great season. And I thought they gave themselves again a chance tonight, even despite their best. And then, you know, DMAC brought up, you know, again with the Bardakov call, they call it a 5-minute major just because the dude's down. That's all. That's the only. And that kind of sucks that you can just be like, oh, dude's down. 5-minute major. Well, if it's a major penalty, then it's because it's against the board. So what are you calling that, boarding? You're calling that boarding? So then you're able to just go back and look at it and say, well,
it's actually just interference. It was weird, Spring. It was a weird situation.
So it's like they made up an interference call. That's what they did. They created an interference call out of thin air because they couldn't call boarding because it wasn't boarding.
It wasn't head contact.
Okay, well, it's interference, and we feel like we have to call something because we called a 5-minute major because dude was hurt.
I agree.
Didn't blow a whistle immediately. If you blew the whistle immediately and then called a 5-minute major, then maybe I could even live with going with interference. I didn't hear a single whistle at all. There was actually no whistle on the play.
You know,
play was actually continuing, and then they kind of stopped because they all realized Haller was down.
You know what I would have been fine with is if they called it boarding. If they just went, hey, we thought it was a boarding call, and we called it a 5-minute major because we either thought that Bardakov left his feet or that he hit Haula in the head. And then they went, it wasn't 5 minutes, but we were originally calling it boarding, 4-5, and we're going to move it to a 2-minute board. Sure. Like, I would have been okay with that, right? I would have been totally fine with that type of explanation. That rule is not put in place to go, okay, let's figure out how to make this a penalty. That's not why the rule is put in place. The rule is put in place so that you can go back and try and figure out that if you missed an egregious head contact or a guy leaving his feet or actively going out and trying to hit someone with intent to injure them, that's the reason why that rule is in place. It's not hit looks violent, therefore we need to figure out a way to penalize it. That's not the reason for the rule. And I completely agree with you there that they just went interference. And it did. It didn't change the game. It ended it.
Really, it was a 5-minute major. And it wasn't even a reaction to the hit. It was a reaction to seeing him down on the ice where they go, 5-minute major.
Right, and I'm okay with that.
And then on review, they go, interference.
Right, I'm okay with them going, oh no, someone's injured. We need to look at a play that just happened. This could have been a 5-minute major. you have to have the ability to go, the player got hurt, but there was nothing nefarious about the
Exactly.
play. It was a half a second after the puck left the stick, which happens a million times in a hockey game from the time you are 12 years old until you're in the NHL. It happens a million
No,
times.
it's
It was
actually
shoulder
it's
to
a hit that
shoulder,
yeah, it's a legal hit.
and
It was
it
a
wasn't
legal hit.
forceful. Like, it wasn't a huge collision. It was a run of the mill body check,
Yep.
man.
To the shoulder. Like if it was to the back, yeah, call boarding. It wasn't. It was to his side. It was actually a really good job of Bartikov to finish his check and to make sure that Howla was turned to him and
Right.
not hitting him from behind. It was actually a
Right.
perfect hit, and it was not interference.
Especially for a game in which nothing was really called. Why do it then?
Yeah. Yeah, because he was down and hurt. That's why. It was all because, which then everyone should do that. Then if you sustain
don't bring
a big
that
hit,
into this game. Don't bring that into this game.
Well,
for the love of God, don't bring that into the sport of hockey.
Because look, if a legal
bunch
legal
of Shea
hit,
Gilgeous-Alexanders playing hockey.
Yeah, look, that's what would you're right. That is Pandora's box, but there's going to be a percentage of legal big hits where the guy stays down. And yeah, you need to stop the game for player safety, but that does not mean that if you missed it on the ice, and if you want to call that stupid 5-minute major after the fact to make sure you didn't miss something, okay.
That's fine. That's okay.
But when you look at it and you do see nothing, don't panic call something.
Right.
It's okay to call, like, everything is going to happen at least once. So this was one of them, actually. And I'm sure maybe it's happened before. It'll certainly happen again where there is a similar play where they call a 5-minute major and they review it. And the answer should be, actually, that was nothing. Yeah, I know it sounds all terrible. Oh, we're reviewing a 5-minute major. Something bad must have happened. Not 100% of the time.
Dude, it's the same thing. Like, it's the same thing in college football when you review targeting, which is, again, a Pandora's box and a crazy rule regardless. But it's not like when you go and review targeting, they pick the flag up if it's not targeting.
Exactly.
It's not like, oh, targeting didn't happen, but we're still going to give the offense 15 yards and an automatic first down. When it's not targeting, they pick the fucking flag up, and then you play the next play.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
like,
exactly,
that's exactly how it should be looked at.
Yep. And again, look, I love how I got you fired up about it.
Thank you.
Because I do think it was a pivotal moment late in this game.
I don't think it changed the game. I think it ended the game.
It definitely ended the game. I think it took away a 20% chance. A lot of nights, the Avs in that situation, I'd give them higher than 20%. Because, yeah, it wasn't their best, but it took away a chance. Yes, all said and done. Like, again, I always kind of will go to if you're to scorecard this thing, I would actually give the Avs like the slightest of edges. They were out shooting that team 40-24 before the wheels fell off because of all that bullshit late. But yeah, because the Avs are on such a high level and they're such a high standard, that was not really even close to their best game. So therefore you could say, okay, either way, they deserve to lose.
Crazy things before we get out of here, Spring, and get to bed prior to a Broncos divisional round matchup with the Bills tomorrow at 2:30. 9-1 is the score between Carolina and Florida tonight. The Hurricanes beat the Panthers 9-1.
Yeah. Florida got Colorado recently, but you're going to be more upper mid when you're without your two stars, and when you're upper mid, this happens. This can happen. So, yeah, Florida will still be dangerous on any given night. They're a solid team, but you can also get crushed on any given night.
Carolina scored 6 goals in the third period, and none of them came with an empty net.
Well,
9 goals scored on a goaltender.
Was this a Bobrovsky start? Let me see.
This was
to the Wolves, whoever it was. This
was a Bobrovsky start.
They just fed him to the Wolves.
Oh my goodness. They kept him in for all 9 of those things?
Yeah, I guess when it's all in the third period too, you're like, what's the point of pulling
Right.
him? We only got a
Right.
few
I
minutes
suppose
left anyways.
Maurice
And
looks at
Florida
Bob and
plays
goes,
tomorrow
dude, like, you're
night.
going to be
So.
fine. That's probably it. That
And Florida
crazy
plays
result.
tomorrow night, so
yeah, you don't want to gas Tarasov for tomorrow night's start. Makes sense. Makes sense.
exactly. Why even give him a few more minutes? Yeah.
All right, Spring, let's get out of here. Avs don't play until Monday afternoon against Washington Capitals. That'll be fun to see Alexander Ovechkin in town.
If you want to go, I mean, I'll be producing Kreckman and Lindahl, and then I have the Blitz. So if you want to go solo for that, be my guest.
All right,
Or maybe
I'll
we
let
could
you
do
guys
one
know.
after the Blitz. We'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out. Yeah, it's there's a chance that's the last opportunity for Avs fans to see Alex Ovechkin in Colorado. I think he might stay and try and get to 1,000 goals, but that feels like he has to play another like 2 or 3 years, and that feels very long for him. So anytime that like Ovi's in town, I would say go get a ticket because you're watching possibly the last in-person opportunity to see the greatest goal scorer in the history of the game. So if you can get there, get there. Is my plea to all of you. All right, Avs lose. It was boring. It was uninspired. Way she goes. They'll bounce back on Monday, hopefully. For Spring, for DMAC, killing our first stream. I'm Raj. Go Broncos. What's going to happen tomorrow?
Yeah.
I got Denver 24-21 with a 37-yard Big Nuts Lutz field goal to win it.
Yeah, I got Broncos 27-21. This should be a great game. Josh Allen's not going to go down. This Broncos team is tough at home or go down easy. So, yeah.
All right, people. We'll see you guys later. Go Broncos. Peace.